Hello everyone, good day for all. Welcome back to yet another episode of Ayurveda Samveda, a smart way to Ayurveda. I am Dr. Kavya Vasudev and you are watching Series 1 Padartha Vijnana. Please subscribe to my channel and enable the bell button for continuous updates in Samhita. In the last videos, we were discussing the Navakarana Dravya. We have discussed the properties of Panchamahabhuta and Kala. If you have not watched these videos, please click the I button to access them. Moving with the next Karana Dravya, Dik. This is one among the Navakarana Dravya and it is accepted as a Karana Dravya in Ayurveda, Nyaya Darshana, Vaisheshika Darshana and Tarka Sangraha. And Dik is having the properties such as it is Amurta and it is Nitya Dravya. That is, it is not having any destruction and it is eternal. The Nirukti. In Ayurveda, the word Dik and Desha are used simultaneously. And these both words Dik and Desha are having the same dhatu, that is Dish dhatu. The word meaning of this Dish dhatu is to point out or to indicate or to show. So, Durandikadi dhi hetu reka nitya dikuchyate. So, to point out a particular place which is far away or which is a certain distance away, to show that place or to indicate or to tell about a particular place, we are using this dik, or that which helps us to understand a particular point which is somewhat distant away or far away is called as dik. So, Durandikadi dhi hetu. To understand the particular place which is distance away or some far away, that particular knowledge is being attained by this dik. So the word dish dhatu refers to point out or indicate, to show, and to indicate or to tell us or to understand a particular point or a place which is certain distant far away, that thing is called as dik. The Lakshana, Prachyadi Vyavahara Heduhu Dik. So there are different kinds of dik or directions we will be telling. These all helps us to understand the directions or in which directions we have to move or in which directions what we have to do. Such all directions are being told by this dik. So Prachyadi Vyavahara. For our day-to-day activities also we need this directions. We will be using different kinds of directions or dik like left, right, such all the directions will be used. So in our day-to-day life also we need these directions. So Prachyati here refers to Prachi means east. So different types of directions are being mentioned. So for our better understanding we are using these directions. So that which helps in understanding these different kinds of directions is called as dik. Guna. Sa cha eka nitya vibhuvi cha. The guna is, it is eka, that is dik is eka, it is only one, and nitya, it is eternal and it is not getting destroyed, and vibhu, that is it is present everywhere. That is the guna of dik is eka, nitya and vibhu. Dik bheda. Though this dik is only one, for our better understanding, we have classified this dik into different types. That is, if we are going to somewhere, we should know in which direction we have to go or which place we have to go or where we are standing. Such all directions we should know, or the place or the directions we should understand. So for that understanding, the dik has been classified into different types. So the main classifications are, the four types are there, that is Prachi, Pratichi, Udiji and Avachi. That is, Prachi means east, Pratichi means west, Udiji north and Avachi south. Other than this, in between this east, west, north, south, another directions are also being told. So total different kinds of directions has been mentioned. So Prachi is east, Pratichi west, Udiji north, Avachi south, Ishanya or Purva Uttara, that is northeast, Agneya or Purva Dakshina, that is southeast, Nairitya or Dakshina Paschima, southwest, Vayavya or Uttara Paschima, northwest, Brahmi, that is Urdhva or upward direction, and Nagi, Adho or downward directions. So these are the different kinds of directions which are being told, or the classification of dik which is being mentioned. These all classifications are meant for the better understanding. Dik is only one, but for the better understanding in which direction we have to move, or in which place we are there, or we are standing, or in which direction we are standing. To understand these all things, we have classified this dik into these different kinds, but the dik is only one, or it is eka. The directions in modern science also, this directions has been mentioned, that is north, south, east and west, and in between the northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest, such directions has also been mentioned. And how to identify these directions, or how to identify this dik? So it is mentioned that Bhuvana Jnanam Surye Samyamata. So this Bhuvana Jnana, or this dik, or the earth is being understood by the reference of sun. With the keeping the sun as the reference point, we will be understanding these directions. That is Prag Asyama Anchati Surya iti Prachi. Prachi is considered to be the east, and Pratichi is considered to be the west. So Prachi means where the sun rises is considered to be the east. So the to identify this dik or the directions, we are keeping the sun as the reference point. So where this sun is getting rise, we consider that place as east, and where this sun is getting sunset is happening, that place we consider it as the west. So keeping the sun as the reference point, we are finding out the directions. So if we are facing towards the east, that is the place where the sun rises, we consider it as the east. And if a person is facing towards the east, then right side of his that person will be considered to be the south, and the left side of that person is considered to be north, and the opposite of that east, or where the sun sets, is considered to be west. So to identify or to understand the directions, we are keeping the sun as the reference point, and where the sun is getting rise, we consider that area to be east, and where the sun sets, we consider that area to be west. And if a person is standing towards facing the east direction, then right side of that person is considered to be the south, and the left side of that person is considered to be north. This is how we will be understanding the different kinds of directions. Application of dik in Ayurveda. So this dik has been told in different shastras, and it has been accepted in different shastras, and the application of dik is present in different other shastras such as Jyotisha Shastra. In Ayurveda, the dik is being applied, and in other different shastras, the application of dik can be seen. So in Ayurveda, if we see the application of dik, in anatomy, we have different postures or the positions has been mentioned. For example, the lateral, medial, anterior, posterior, superior, inferior, such all different kinds of positions or the directions has been mentioned. These all can be considered as the dik itself. Dik refers to not only the directions which we call it as north, east, south, west, the other all the directions such as left, right, up, down, such all directions can be considered as the dik only. So this in anatomical positions or the postures we can consider as the application of dik. Then in the Dinacharya, Malotsarga, Achamana, etc. has been mentioned. That is the elimination of the feces and urine, and also after that how to do the Achamana karma. Such all things has been mentioned in the Dinacharya Adhyaya, and these all Dinacharyas has been mentioned to be facing to particular dik or to, facing a particular direction. These all has to be done. So such other references can be seen from Dinacharya Adhyaya also. Similarly, in the Ritucharya, it has been mentioned that there is Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. The Ritus are being classified into Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. And this Uttarayana and Dakshinayana are told based on the movement of the sun. When the sun is moving towards the north, or when the sun is moving towards the south, we consider it as Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. So this is also an application of Dik, that is based on the direction in which the sun is moving, we are classifying the 6 Ritus into 2 ayanas, that is Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Next, in Sushruta Samhita, we get the references of different wind, or the wind which is coming from different directions, and the properties or the qualities of these winds coming from different directions has also been mentioned. The winds which is coming from certain directions are considered to be very good, and other winds which are coming from other directions are considered to be very bad, or it is not good for the health, and it will be producing various kinds of diseases also. So such different examples of this Dik can be seen in the Samhitas. And also there are various references regarding the constructions in our Samhitas. For example, the Sutikakara, that is for the Garbhini, or for the pregnant lady, for the labor time, we have to particularly build a construction, or a house has to be built, and that lady has to be kept in that particular house during her labor time, and she has to spend that time during the labor time in that particular house. Similarly, the Kumaragara, the child has to be stayed in a particular house. Such all other examples of houses or different kinds of rooms, such all things has been mentioned. And also Rasashala, where the medicinal preparations are being done. So these all constructions are being told the particular area, how it should be, the area should be facing in which direction, the house should face which direction, in each direction what all things has to be done. For example, in Rasashala and all, or the place where we prepare the medicines, it has been mentioned that in a particular area we have to store the drugs, in particular area we have to cut the drugs, or breaking or chopping of the drugs, such all things has to be done. In particular area we have to wash the drugs. Similarly, in particular area we have to prepare the drugs, storing of the drugs. Such all different areas or directions has been mentioned in this Rasashala, or the place where we are preparing this medicine. So such all other, or in Sushruta Samhita we can see the references regarding the kitchen, where this kitchen has to be present in the house, or which direction the kitchen has to be constructed. Or in Charaka Samhita also the hospital constructions are mentioned. So such all constructions related to this Dik has been mentioned in our Shastra. And also similarly, Dravya Sangrahana and Dravya Samrakshana, that is the collection of the Dravyas. It has been mentioned that the person has to go in a particular direction and collect the Dravyas, and how to store that, in which direction or in which area of the house or in which area of the Rasashala we have to keep that prepared medicines safely. Such all references are seen in our Samhitas. Similarly, Nadi Jala Guna. In the Ashtanga Hridaya 5th chapter, Dravadravyadi Vijnani Adhyaya, it has been mentioned the properties of Nadi Jala. That is the water which is flowing from different kinds of rivers. The properties have been mentioned. The few water which is coming from different rivers are considered to be good for the health, and certain are considered to be bad, or will be producing different kinds of diseases. So such all references can be considered as based on the Dik. And also in coming to the pathological side also, we can consider this dosha gati. That is, the doshas will be attaining the dushti, and it will be moving in different directions. And 3 directions are there mainly, that is urtva, adha and tiryak. That is, it will be either moving upward or downward, or in transverse position this the doshas can move. So based on this, different roga margas has been mentioned, and the different diseases will be manifesting. Similarly, Taila Bindu Pariksha is one of the clinical examination which has been mentioned in Ayurveda Shastra. So this is to identify the abnormalities in the urine. So it is a urine test which or urine examination which were used to conduct in the previous days. So this is how we will be taking thaila, and we will be pouring that urine which we have to examine into that thaila, and how this urine will be moving or how this thaila is moving. Based on that we will be assessing the urine, that is whether it is having any problems or whether it is normal. Such all things will be considered or which will be analyzed based on this thaila bindu pariksha. So first urine will be taking and the thaila will be poured, and how this thaila moves, whether it is moving down and sinking down, or whether it is floating on the upside, or whether how it is moving, whether it is moving towards the right or left, or in which direction it is moving, with how much speed it is moving. Such all things are noted, and based on that we can understand the pathology of the urine. Similarly, Arishta Lakshanas are told in our Shastra. Arishta Lakshanas are the signs and symptoms which are present in a person who is going to near death. So there are certain Lakshanas which are told related to Duda. That is the person who is coming to tell regarding the patient. Based on the direction from which the person is coming, the physician could understand whether that patient will be dying or he will be living. Such other different Lakshanas related to Arishtas has been mentioned. And also this Desha is considered to be one among the Dashavidha Pariksha. That is different Rogi Parikshas has been mentioned, and Desha is one among the Dashavidha Pariksha. This is important because we should know from which Desha the patient is coming, whether he is from Anupa Desha or Jankala Desha or Sadharana Desha, and if he is from the Jankala Desha, and what kind of aharas and viharas is the person consuming or doing or following. Based on that certain diseases can be present, or based on the region certain diseases can be manifested. So we have to understand whether this patient is coming from Anupa Desha or Jankala Desha or Sadharana Desha, and whether his aharas and viharas are proper according to the Desha. And also there are certain diseases which are more prevalent in a particular Desha. So whether this where the more of water lodging is there, such areas are more prone to like the diseases such as filariasis, etc. And where there is more of water reservoirs, as there are more chances of communicable diseases. Such different examples of deshas we can consider, or a particular disease will be more prevalent in a particular place only. So for understanding such all things we should know the desha. So because of this, desha is considered to be one among the Dashavidha Pariksha. And similarly, desha is one among the Viruddhahara. Viruddha means incompatibility. So if a person is residing in Jankala Desha, he has to consume the food which are not again provocating the Vada dosha. So he has to consume the Snigdha aharas. If he is again consuming the Ruksha aharas, already the Vada dosha is predominant in Jankala Desha, and the persons are also having Vada Prakriti. And again, if he is consuming the Ruksha aharas more, then he will be having more of Vada Vritti. So in such conditions, the person has to adopt to Snigdha aharas and viharas. So similarly, based on the deshas, the particular food and viharas has to be followed. So if it is not followed properly, then the Viruddha can be occurring. So one kind of Viruddha is Desha Viruddha. And also Satmya is another concept which is also Desha Satmya is there. That is based on the Desha, which all food and viharas we have to follow has been mentioned. And also the prevalence of roga according to the desha. The certain deshas are more prone for certain diseases. So such all things we can understand based on this desha. So from this dik or desha, there are very other physiological factors and pathological factors we can understand based on this dik or desha. and also certain treatment modalities has also been mentioned, or for this collection of the dravyas. For all such purposes, we need the application of dik or desha in Ayurveda. So based on this dik or desha has been accepted in one among the Navakarana Dravya. Today we have discussed the properties of dik and will be continuing with the details of Navakarana Dravyas in the upcoming videos. For more updates on Samhita and Siddhanta, make sure you subscribe the channel. Thank you. See you in the next video. Till then, bye.